if you're anything like me, you're probably feeling overwhelmed about all the stuff that's happening to you right now because it's so good. And because it's like you're finally waking up to the fact that all of the work that you were doing in the past, that you have been doing for the past couple of weeks, over the past year, over the past 5 years, through confirmation, bro, it was working, and it always was working, right? Like, I don't, you could be someone, you could feel like you don't do anything. You don't really do much of anything throughout your daily life. You know, you don't have anything major going on in your life right now. You could be feeling like you've been laying seeds, been planting seeds for so long, and you're finally beginning to see them bud a little bit. Like, you're finally starting to see them sprout. But the thing about that is, like, it can feel overwhelming at times. And the myth about feeling overwhelmed is that you asked for all of the stuff that you're getting. You asked for all of the blessings at one point in time. Like, you asked for this, now you're getting them and you feel overwhelmed. Like, all that means is that you're I think it was this, there's a quote, it was like, if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's just, all that means is that, like, you're not prepared or you're not ready for the blessings that you asked for or something. And I think it's really important to just, like, take a step outside of everything and ground yourself. And today I asked, what is prayer? Because I've been divinely guided to fast for this last week of Ramadan. And it's just, I can't even bring into words how many synchronicities and how many divine encounters I've experienced over this past week alone. Like, how many manifestations that I've experienced. And it's making me realize that, like, I am in full control, and I was always in full control. I just didn't trust myself, and I didn't believe that I was fully in control. And I know I was saying something before that, and I completely forget. I was talking about Ramadan, a prayer. Today, I was sitting in my closet, and I just couldn't bring myself to work more on this hoodie. I couldn't bring myself to work on it more, and I'm just feeling drained, and that's how I'm feeling right now. Like, I'm feeling so drained and just tired, and it doesn't help that I haven't ate all day, but I feel like this is something that I'm being called to do. And I'm sitting in my closet, and I asked, what is prayer? Like, what is prayer? Because I'm talking to Ali, the guy who he did my shirts, and he's the same guy I met in the wholesale store. And I'm talking to him, and he just starts, talking about fasting and, prayer and the mosque. And he's just explaining, what he's been doing over the past month or so. And I really don't even understand how we ended up on this topic. Oh, he had asked me earlier, he goes, where does your mind go? Because I was in his shop, but I was sitting here, I guess I was just staring off into space or whatever, and he goes, where'd your mind go? And it was the first time I've actually was super honest in my response. Because I've had people ask me that before, and I'd just be like, oh, nowhere, just chilling. But today, he was like, where's your mind go? And I was literally just like, oh, I mean, I'm always here, I'm present, but I'm talking to someone. And he's like, who are you talking to? And I'm like, my grandmother, I think. I don't know. Like, I'm in constant communication with something, and I feel it. It's like from the top of my head up. I'm in constant communication with something, with source, with whatever you want to call it. I'm in constant communication with them all day. I talk and it responds back to me. I can't make this shit up. I told you I have all three: the seeing, knowing, and the hearing. So it's just, I'm sitting here and I'm telling him, where my mind goes and how I just experience life, and then we started to talk about Ramadan and fasting, and it was just like a very divinely led conversation. Like, it needed to happen. I had to do that, and I'm really grateful for, like, all of the experiences that I'm going through right now, because it's just showing me that everything that I want is going to happen. It's showing me truly that everything I want is going to happen. So maybe this is your sign. No, oh my God, that's the sign too. But I need to stop going off on tangents and shit. Like, I literally, it's like I hate and love that about myself, but I need to learn how to just get a clear thought, because it's always channeling. Like, I'm always just getting more information in my head as I'm talking. Prayer. I'm sitting in my closet today when I got home, and I'm like, what is prayer? 3:29 on my clock in my car. 9:23. I'm like, what is prayer? And I hear it's when you center your energy. Grounded energy. Yes, thank you. Prayer is nothing but grounded energy. And I asked what prayer was, and I wanted to know what prayer was because Ali was like, yep, you know, when I'm fasting, you know, during Ramadan, we don't eat all day, and then we pray all night, and then we can eat at night. And I was like, what do you mean you pray all night? 555. And, you know, he's just like, we pray all night. We go to the mosque and we pray. And he's like, you want to go to a mosque sometime this week? And I was like, yeah, you know, that would be cool. I'm always open and down to try new experiences, you know. And that, you know, him explaining the process of, you know, what he's going through in the process of Ramadan intrigued me to just really question, like, what is prayer? How does one pray all night? And I got the download. It was like, prayer is just grounded energy. It's when you're completely still and present in the moment, right? You ground your energy into the present moment. Because prayer, I'm not religious, right? Like, when y'all hear me talk about God, I'm never referring to God as a person, as he. You know, I rarely, if ever, refer to God as a him or he. And I went to private Catholic school my whole life. So I've experienced both levels of the spectrum. Like, I've experienced both sides of the spectrum, extreme Catholicism, and then where I am now, spiritualism. So it's just a very interesting concept to think about in relation to prayer and God and, you know, Ramadan and fasting. And I'm ready for it. Like, I'm ready for it, because a lot of people think that when they pray, they're praying to someone outside of them. But no, it's just like you're praying. Praying is nothing but grounding your energy. It's grounding your energy in the present moment, feeling and releasing whatever it is that you need to, and then going into your daily life as if what you've prayed for, what you grounded, you're walking into life knowing that you've alchemized this energy, and that you are bringing what it is that you're asking for, that you're praying for, closer to you. You know, it's the belief that you have done the work of grounding your energy. You've done the work of praying, of being still, of being present. You've done that work, and now you have faith and trust in that work. Not only do you have faith and trust in that work because confirmation, you did it yourself, but you also know that your body, your vessel, is in co-creation with God, with source, with whoever you believe in, right? So it's the power of belief and self-trust that brings prayers to life, aka manifestation. But I think I just came here right now to start recording simply to tell you, like, everything that you want is going to happen. And just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. And I was pulling my card just today, and I don't know why, like, when I was on the way out, I'm like, I'm gonna bring my card because I feel like I'm gonna want to record, because I kind of like knew I was gonna be in this situation. I was gonna get here, and I just didn't really want to go in. I don't really want to talk to anyone. I don't want to be around anyone right now. And it's so crazy because I got these invites to go to these two album release parties on the same day, like an hour after each other. And I'm like, that can't be a coincidence. And then I'm trying to find parking, and there's no parking anywhere. And so I'm about to leave, and I'm like, yo, if I'm meant to be here, show me 222. And if I can go home, 329. Of course, I look over fucking the sign in the parking lot that I'm in right now, then one of the numbers on it has 222 in it, and I'm like, all right, I guess. But I'm definitely not going out with the scientist. I can't. And she even told me, she was like, don't force your energy. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm going home. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Everything that you want is going to happen. It has no choice but to happen, because all of the small things that you've been doing, all of the meditation, all of the grounding of your energy, all of the prayer that you have been doing, over the past 5 years, over the past couple of days, over the past couple of weeks. All of the prayer, remember, grounding your energy. Every time I say prayer now, I need you to understand that it's grounding your energy. Because this is a collective where it's like, I feel like you may be religious, but you don't allow your religion to be a part of your identity, right? Like your religion is not 1, 2, 3. Or maybe you could be someone who's struggled with, maybe you could be someone who's like, you've struggled with your identity in relation to religion and spirituality. You know, you might be called to go over here and explore this religion, but in your environment, in the environment that you were raised in, that you were brought up in, you were taught this religion. And so maybe it's like, I don't know. I think it's giving a lot. The only things that's coming up for me right now is like, someone is coming into where this collective, we're coming into ourselves and we're stepping into our identity fully. Like we're creating these new personas for ourselves. There's a lot of like alter ego energy coming up. 11:11 on my clock as I said that. And a lot of this is in alignment with me personally, but this is my collective. So we're all in alignment, like together. We're a mirror of each other. Because like I've created the alter ego for myself, the new identity, Mogul Money Bags. That's my alter ego. That's my identity. That's the one who, Mogul is like the baddest bitch ever. She's super confident, knows exactly what she wants, knows exactly what to do, destined for greatness, not lazy, disciplined, determined, resilient. Like sometimes when people say, you know, when people say, oh, if you have to tell yourself something, then it's probably not true. You probably shouldn't be telling yourself that at all. In relation to what it is that you want, like, don't let anyone tell you that if you have to tell yourself that you're confident, then you're not worthy of confidence or something, right? Like, if you aren't something, and you know that telling yourself something, repetition, ingraining it, putting it in your mind, the integration, the slow integration of telling yourself something every single day, that you have this, that you are that, if you know that doing that can get you into this next life, that can shift your reality, do that until you see it and feel it to be true. I don't care. Yeah, I tell myself shit every single day. I am confident. I am brave. I am courageous every single day. Tell yourself who it is that you want to be every single day until you see it in your reality, until you feel it to be true. Period, point blank. And you got to understand, like, this game of life, this game of like personal development, of spirituality, it is a long game of integration. Okay, it's not an overnight implementation type of thing. It is a lifetime of integrating new habits, new practices, new mindsets, new ways of thinking into your daily life. And this is a collective where it's like you have been doing that for the past 5 years and you're still beating yourself up because you feel like you're not doing enough, because your external reality isn't proving what you've been doing internally. That's what it is. Your external reality hasn't proved all the work that you put in internally. Your external 1333, your external reality hasn't shown you how much change has been implemented within yet, because all of that old energy is still clearing out. You need to give yourself a round of applause. Take a seat and really analyze how far you've come. And you got to ask yourself, if right now where you're at, if you're not happy in this moment, even though you're understanding, you have the awareness of like, everything that I want is already mine. It has to be mine. I put in too much work. I've integrated too many new practices that serve me. Throat confirmation, bro. I've consistently shown up to do my best and be my best. If you know that, you need to start giving yourself more grace and show up in this world happy. The only purpose in your life is to feel joy, because when you feel joy, it'll spread to others. Your only purpose in life is to be happy. 1444. When you're happy, that happiness spreads. Your light is contagious. You have to get right with yourself in this season and really look yourself in the mirror and begin to trust yourself in all of your capabilities, because you've gotten yourself to this point. There was a point in time last year, if you would have looked me dead in my eyes and was like, yeah, you're gonna have your own brand and you're gonna actually be designing clothes with your hands, and then you're gonna be learning how to make clothes, like sew and actually like handcraft clothes, I would be like, okay, yeah, that's facts, but like, that's crazy. I wonder how I got there. I would love to see how I got there, right? Because I feel like this is a collective where it's like we have big dreams, big hopes, big ambitions, and we're waiting for, it's like we're waiting for that one day for everything to shift. We're waiting for like everything to come into place. We're waiting for like that big moment where everything makes sense. We're waiting for that big aha moment when it's like, no, you don't want the big moments. You don't want to experience all of these desires because you want the big moments. 1555. You want to experience your desires because you want to experience the journey of attaining them, because only you can only you understand how much you've grown. Only you have the capacity and can sit with the capacity within yourself to understand how much you've grown and how far you've really came. And we talked about that in the last reading. There's only you have the power to really accept yourself for all of the shit that you've been through, and accept that you have come so far and there is nowhere else to go but up, because every single thing that you want is already done. It's already created. For the past year and a half, for the past 2 years, it's like there's been this constant integration of new mindsets, mindset shifts. You've been reading different books, reading more self-empowering books. You could be studying money, learning money. You could be learning craftsmanship, working on your craft at this time. That's what it is. You've been working on your craft for so long, and your craft includes your identity, because a part of your craft is rooted and embedded in who you are. That's why this process feels so long and drawn out and so hard and emotionally draining and painful and ups and downs, twists and turns. It's because 1717, it is because your identity is rooted in this entire mission that you're going on, that you're trying to fulfill. Because if your identity, if who you see yourself to be is not in alignment with the vision that you're creating for yourself, it'll always feel like static and resistance. That's why, oh my God, the download literally just came in. This collective is a collective where it's like you have to understand that your self-concept needs to be A1. Who you are needs to be A1. You need to start embracing and accepting and trusting in yourself and all of your capabilities, because you are the blueprint. You are the one who has been chosen in this lifetime to fulfill whatever missions needed to be fulfilled. Wow. It's giving, you know how I talked about a lot of ancestor, a lot of this is at the bottom of the deck, a lot of breaking the chains, a lot of ancestral patterns being broken. Like it's giving your ancestors, they knew who they were, but they didn't have the opportunity to be able to showcase who they were. Like very strong personalities coming through. You know what I mean? Like very, very strong ancestral personalities coming through. Your ancestors knew who they were, knew what they wanted to do, but the environments that they were placed in, they couldn't do it. But now you're here. They couldn't fulfill everything that it is. Well, you've been training for this for lifetimes, because yeah, it's an ancestral thing that you're in for. Like your soul contract is literally like you are the one in your soul contract. You have to be. And I don't even know why I'm saying leap. Again, we keep getting that. You go first. If you go first, the universe will catch you, because you are the one who is meant to do it. You are the one. Like your purpose and your passion, it's almost like you're trying to develop a healthier purpose and passion, a healthier balance between purpose and passion. You know, when people say, oh, your 20s are for times to, you know, just try everything, you know, do everything that do everything in your 20s, try everything. I don't believe in that. I think, yeah, you should try everything, but try everything that you want to do. I think it's having the idea of having too many options for this collective is like, why can't I just know what I want to do? Why do I have to try everything to figure out what I want to do? That's the idea. That's the energy that's around this collective. It's like, why do I have to, it's like this collective just wants to wake up in their desire. You want to wake up in the fulfillment of your desire without having to experience the necessary steps and the necessary experiences that you need in order to attract this desire in. Like we talked about in one of the last readings, like there are some times, whoa, that card just flew out. There are some times where like your desires, you will not get your desires until you complete this one thing, until you have this one conversation, until you go this one place in the physical reality. Like there are certain things that there are certain experiences, places, people, things that you must experience before you get whatever it is that you're trying to call in, because it's like, I'm hearing like the fulfillment will be so much better, but you have to be patient. You're creating heaven on earth, right? Like I said, it's happening. The fire has been put out. The fires have been put out. I told you the fires have been put out and the options are coming in. And the thing about this collective, going back to options, like I feel like you've had options your whole life, but it hasn't been anything that you really wanted. Like you've had the options. You've had options in love. You've had options in career. It's like not being picked has never really been a struggle for you, right? Like we talked about that. It's never been a struggle. You've always been top pick. You've always been like the obvious choice. But it's like, I feel like you could be an overachiever. I should just end it right now. You're already doing it. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. We keep getting these cards because, like I said, this is a collective that is strategic as hell. We overthink because we're smart as hell. And there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you have to embrace what reality is showing you. This collective lacks self-control. This collective lacks self-control. Lack self-control mentally. You lack self-control mentally. This collective, it's like we're lacking self-control in relation to our emotional well-being, right? Like to have self-control and to be disciplined in your thoughts is a skill. And this is a skill that our collective, like this collective it's lacking in a little bit. In order to master self-control, I came up with this kind of blueprint, this formula on how to fully master self-control in relation to your emotions while also honoring your emotions, but in the process, like you're alchemizing that energy, right? Like for example, you have in reality what your life is showing you. What reality is literally showing you what's in front of your face, what is factual, what you can see, hear, feel to be true, what you know to be true. That is what your reality is showing you. You have this, and then you have how you feel, right? How you feel is the underlying it's the underlying message of what your reality is showing you. And then you have on this other scale, what you know needs to be done or what needs to be done, period. Now, how to master the self-control, how you get into the discipline of this and the mastery of emotional regulation and learning how to stop ruminating on negative thoughts and negative emotions, because this is a collective that is addicted to it's like pain feels alluring. Like pain feels very familiar for this collective, and because you've experienced so much uncomfort and discomfort and pain, like emotional pain, it's like that is your safe spot. Sometimes it's like you could be listening to music, or you might feel sad and you put on more sad music to ruminate in the sad emotion. Like this is a collective where it's like your attachment to pain is disappearing, and because your attachment to pain is disappearing, you feel yourself gravitating more towards happiness and higher vibration feelings and frequencies. You're starting to get scared and you're starting to doubt because you haven't experienced. It's like this collective, we had to grow up very fast emotionally, mentally. So now it's like you're experiencing a life that you know you created. You know that you created this life, because no one else did this shit but you. You're experiencing now a life that you know you created based off of your thoughts, actions, and emotions. And because you learned how to alchemize your energy somewhere along the way, you just didn't know what exactly it was that you were doing. Because you are gravitating more naturally, your energy internally, your internal is gravitating and pulling things more, attracting experiences, people and places and things, more happier experiences, places and things towards you at this time, and it's consistently showing up in your reality, it's starting to make you feel uncomfortable and even a little scared and anxious, because subconsciously, the subconscious programming of I don't deserve love, I don't deserve happiness, I'm undeserving of everything, confirmation, I'm undeserving of everything that it is that I want, because that's still playing out, because you've been integrating these new ways of thinking, these new mindsets, this new self-concept, this new identity into your way of being. Because you've been doing this, it's like you're feeling scared, you're feeling overwhelmed, because now that pain that you thought was normal, that tightness in your chest that you thought was you, that you held on for so long, it's starting to disappear, and you're starting to feel like what it feels. You're starting to feel how it feels to actually be good, and to actually experience a life of happiness, and to actually wake up liking and loving what it is that you do. Going back to the self-control, now you have to look at how you control your emotions in relation to your thoughts, in relation to everything, and just emotional regulation, period. You have to start 2555, 2555. You have to take, if your reality is showing you, if your reality and what you know needs to be done is in alignment with each other, I'm not gonna lie, how you feel doesn't matter. How you feel doesn't matter. Because you know that this is just, it's energy running through your body. What are you gonna sit here and ruminate on negative emotions for, negative people, negative things, negative thought patterns for, if you know what you need to do and you know what reality is showing you? We could take, for example, when I got all my shirts, right? 36 shirts, right? I got 36 shirts. And I'm going to go give them to the guy. I tell him exactly what I want. Mind you, it was like, half of it's my fault, half of it's his fault. I get my shirts back. I'm looking at them. This is the shirts I'm going to mail out, by the way. I get my shirts back ugly as hell. I hate them. This is not top tier quality. This isn't at all what I'm expecting. I feel internally pissed. I'm pissed off. I'm angry. I'm mad, because I'm like, okay, now I have to spend more money to get shirts. Now I have to find someone else to do these things. And I still have to mail this shit out before the end of the month. Right? But in that scenario, let's take what my reality is showing me. My reality is showing me that I need to get more shirts, period. Like, I need to get more shirts, and I need to find other people who can help me bring my vision to life, because this isn't cutting it. How do I feel? Oh, I'm pissed. I'm mad. I could cry. I'm so mad. What do I know needs to be done? Before anything else, I need to order some more shirts. So you know what I did? I'm telling myself on the way home, I'm mad as hell, but I'm talking to myself, I'm mogul. I can do all things. I'm mogul. I'm destined for greatness. I'm mogul. I always know what to do. And by the time I knew it, I had drove home. I drove home with no music that day. By the time I knew it, I got home. I done ordered my shirts. I ordered a Cricut machine. I ordered a heat press. And now, a week later, I'm here designing my own stuff, just playing around, designing my own hoodies, playing around with my stuff, and giving myself the permission to make mistakes. This is a collective that you need to give yourself permission to make mistakes. This is a collective where growing up, you could have been heavily criticized for everything. You had to be a perfect child. And if you weren't perfect, you felt like if you weren't perfect, you wouldn't have gotten loved, or at least not loved in the way that you want to be loved. I don't feel like this is a collective that lacked love from parental figures. This isn't a collective that has experienced who or what is triggering you. What did I say? This card flew out when I was shuffling. Parents, you have to break out of the shadow of your parents' voices at this time in your life. You have to start doing things that make you happy. This is a collective where it's like, yes, you may have been loved very materially. You may have been supported. Start to integrate your shadow. That's what I just heard. You need to integrate your shadow. Start to integrate your shadow instead of hiding it. Start to embrace your shadow instead of letting go, because you will find more of yourself in that shadow, and only you know what your confirmation. Your shadow might be hidden in your voice. Speak up, defend yourself. And I I'm a big believer in silence is power. Right? When you know someone is attacking your character, when you know someone is talking shit about you, when you know someone is saying things that are not you, when it's like this collective, I feel like your power is linked into your voice and your expression, self-expression and authenticity. That is where your power is linked, and that is the thing that has been most suppressed. Your self-expression and authenticity has been the most suppressed. But only you are the one who has the power. Only you are the one who has the power to release this potential. But you have to step into it. The thing about you is, I told you, like, your soul contract, you are the one. So there's no succumbing to fear. You are the one who has to embrace fear. You are the one. I'm sorry, and it's like, it's nothing to be sorry about, but you have to embrace what it is that your soul has signed you up to do. Because remember, you're just the vessel. Where are you being called to step up and lead? Exactly. You need to start embracing. You need to start embracing that, because you're the one and not the two or the three. The only thing that you're being guided to do at this time is to embrace the reality that you have created, knowing the only thing that you need to do at this time is freely embrace the reality that you have created, because you know that you are the only one who could have made this happen. And you need to get comfortable getting into the receptive mode, because yeah, everything is about to come in. Everything. I don't know what everything is, and it's linked to you. Only you know what it is, but yeah. Yep. The only thing, embrace it. Embrace. Yep. Retreat, rest, be held. To embrace. And how can you mother yourself? 3129. I'm ending it right there. That's the only thing you need to do. When you learn to be softer to yourself, when you learn how to nurture yourself, when you learn how to stop ruminating in thoughts, get some self-control within your emotional regulation, when you learn how to embrace all of your power and capability and start to trust and believe in the power and potential of yourself and of the power of your thoughts and your frequency alone, when you start believing in the integrations when you start allowing your reality to reconfirm your thoughts, it's like what you're about to step into, the universe is about to show you how accurate your way of thinking is, how accurate and on point your manifestation powers are. To the point where it's like the only thing that you can do is sit here and say, yeah, that's confirmation. Yeah, I created that. Wow. That is what... At the bottom of the deck! Oh my God. I love it. Yes. Because that's it. That's it. Yes. Yes. The only thing that you can do is say yes, because the experiences that you are about to go through after watching this, the only thing that you can do is say yes and sit in the fullness and fulfillment of knowing that you were the one who created it. Wow. Embrace it. Embrace it. That's it. Bye. Love you. It's Mogul. Love you.